Good morning. Happy Friday. Hi, Stacy.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. I decided to go to the ocean this morning. I wish. I
I'm
almost did.
hoping.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to be a beautiful day. We had some rain yesterday, so I figured might be a nice morning this morning. I
Uh-oh.
wish.
I'm trying
Yeah,
to find us here.
you
Sorry.
had to remember to turn my sound down. So let's see if anybody's coming in yet. Good morning, everybody. Happy, happy, happy. There we are. We've got a couple of people on.
Good morning.
I forgot I can't go into it until after I share it. This is the weird thing that Facebook is doing now.
All right, can we hear me? I gotta mute the phone so I can see the comments. Good morning, Tony.
Here she is. Hi, Tony De La Rosa. I know we have a few people on with us, but there we are. Faye, God's Chalk Williams is watching, and Sally's
Good
here.
morning. Good morning.
Sally, I'm excited about your readings today. She's going to be doing readings at 4 o'clock this afternoon. Stacy,
Ooh,
put your name in yet?
I did not.
Well,
I'll have to do that.
Zenlightenment, and there's a post where you can comment with your name and get a card reading from Sally today.
I will write my name down. I'm excited about that.
It's such an awesome treat, Sally. Thank you for doing that.
Hi, Faye. Good morning. Good morning, Wendy.
Here's Wendy. Hi, sweetheart. And then next week, Wendy and Stacy and I are going to do some readings. That'll be next, it'll be the 7th.
The 7th. Whatever today is.
I know. I'm like, my brain is mush at the moment.
Yeah.
I did not want to get up this morning. Even after I chanted, I'm like, can't I just lay here? It feels so good just to lay here.
The chanting is going wonderful for me.
Me too. What a difference it makes.
I feel different sensations, and like here, I feel like a muscle's working out or something. I can't explain it other than it feels like I can feel a sensation here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you feel the vibration of the chant. It's good if you understand what the chant is, but even if you don't, you're getting that whole vibration of it inside of you. So it really does lift you. Gabby wants to know where Luna is. Good morning, Gabby.
Oh, Luna has been a toddler, to say it. I don't know. She has a biting problem, Gabby. The vet is concerned about her biting. She said it's normal for kittens to bite, but this one's got a problem. If she was in preschool, she'd be kicked out. That's how much she's been biting.
Oh boy. Yeah.
So we have to figure a way to get her to quit that, because she bites really hard for a 1-pound little thing.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. So, Stacy, what I'm hearing from my angels is for us to get together on video, and I'll do a Time Heals for Animals session for her,
Okay.
and teach you like the chakra work to do on animals. Let's
That would
work
be
on,
awesome.
I'm hearing to work on her root chakra. The root is all about safety and security, and that's why kids bite, and that's why animals bite, is they feel some type of something's out of whack with their security. And I know you
Right.
were concerned yesterday that she might not be doing well because she'd stopped eating and was
Mm-hmm.
kind of lethargic.
Yeah, and I took her to the vet like a worried mommy, and they said she looks great, nothing to really worry about, and she's not dehydrated. So they think she is drinking water when I'm not seeing her drink water. So
Okay. Yeah, and Wendy says, don't forget Luna was feral, so the biting is expected.
yeah, Wendy, that's a good point. That is a good, because she had to protect herself out in the in public, in the wild.
Exactly.
So that is a good point. And that
Yeah,
would go back to the root chakra as well.
right, exactly. Yeah, I rescued a feral cat once. It was after a hurricane, and she was out and she was like drenched and so scared. And she stayed up under the bed for like hours and hours when I did bring her inside. She didn't even realize yet that she didn't have to protect herself, from the elements and from other predators. So it does take a while for them to really adapt to not having to look over their shoulder and worry about, what's behind them. Is their world okay? Is it going to come crashing down on them? So it'll take a while for her to adapt to being in a safe environment.
Yeah, other than that, she's just amazing. I just love her so much. And my husband too. He sits her on his belly and she sleeps. They sleep together on the couch.
Yeah. Linda's with us this morning. Good
Oh,
morning, Linda.
Linda.
And Sharon Boyle. Hope is here. Becky Beckner. Rick Morrow. My goodness, Catherine Kovacs. The gang's all here.
Hey, good morning, everybody.
We all gathered for coffee this morning. Well,
Yes.
I got tea.
Cheers.
My taste has changed. It's really weird. And this just happened since I've started chanting. My taste has changed. Things that normally would be my go-to, and it's like that's just kind of been set aside. And I love drinking tea in the morning now.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna try that recipe that I sent you with the coconut cream and stuff.
Yes, I'm going to try that as well. Thank you for that.
Oh, Gabby says her daughter's cat is a rescue and was pretty much feral. I've had him about a year and he only likes her. I'm still not okay with anyone else.
Yeah, it does. It really takes a while. Linda says she has 3 feral cats that she feeds.
And Sally's got her oldest daughter after 2 years old started to verbalize her past life. Oh, experiences. And her lives ended so she was troubled soulfully and she was a huge fighter. That's interesting. Sorry, I don't have my reading glasses on.
That is interesting. And Sally, I watched Jordan. I don't know if that's who you're talking about, but I watched Jordan yesterday while she was painting and speaking. And oh my gosh, what an amazing young lady. Wow, that was just so cool to watch her and to listen to her wisdom. Sally, she reminds me a lot of you. There's a lot of Sally wisdom in that girl. And Catherine says she has tea this morning, that it's healing. Yeah, I feel that too. And tea bags are healing themselves. So when I was having the eye infection and trouble with my eye, one thing I learned is you can put a warm tea bag over the eye that's affected, and it does help. It draws out that infection.
When we would get pink eye when we were little, my mom would put hot tea bags on our eyes.
Right.
My cousin wore glasses, so she would put the tea bags on and put the glasses on to hold the tea bags. It was the funniest sight.
Liliane is here. Hi, Lily.
Good morning.
And Wendy says Luna will grow out of the biting. Yeah, she will.
With some love and care.
Absolutely. Yeah, and we'll give her lots of attention in that root chakra area.
Okay. I'll be down there next weekend, so maybe we can meet up.
Yes, let's do that.
Absolutely. I'm bringing Luna.
Yay, I cannot wait to hold that little one. She better not bite me.
She will. Going back to the past life thing, my son, or my youngest son, Josh, he used to cry every night when he was about 2 or 3 years old. And he used to talk about a lady and a fire. And we lived in Royal Palm Beach. So I assumed, maybe he was seeing the spirit of Indians or something like that. And when he was about 15, we were driving down the road and he looked at me and he said, "Mom, do you remember when I used to cry about the lady and the fire?" And I said, "Yeah." And he said, "Well, I never told you this because I know you would believe me, but I just didn't feel like I was comfortable enough. He said, that was my wife in a past life and she died in a fire. And I cried for her every night. So when I started crying, I still get choked up.
Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, we come into the world still knowing who we are and the lives that we experienced. I have heard so many stories from young children that explained their past lives to their parents. And there's some really amazing ones where they could describe like the house they lived in.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember where it was. I think it was in England, maybe. There was one that described the house, the property, and they weren't living that far away. And he was actually able to take the parents to that house that he lived in. It was just amazing. Some absolutely awesome stories of people that can
Yeah.
remember. And
Did you, you've seen the show before about that, right? The kids that they would have on the show and they would do the past life. And one was a firefighter in New York for 9/11. And he took him to the apartment he lived in, told him he rode a bike to work that day and his name and everything. Oh, I got chills.
it's so awesome. So have any of you remembered your past lives? I do past life regression and I need to do one on myself or have somebody do one on me for something that was just shared with me. But what's come up for you, for any of you out there that are joining us today, as far as your past lives? And let's see what kind of comments we've got going on. Gabby says she finds tea very settling for your stomach. Yes, it is. I love peppermint tea. That's what my go-to if something's going on with the stomach. Becky Beckner, I just started drinking chaga tea. So yummy, CHAGA. I'm not familiar with that. Okay.
Yeah,
But
Gabby says it's full of antioxidants. Yeah, it's really good.
wow. Okay, Lily says the neighbor's cat Sisu just wants to stay with me. I gave her healing many times. I feel she wants to stay with me, but hard when it's not mine. I love
Yeah.
her. Yeah, I've had animals that treated me like they belonged with me too, and I think the animals find us. They're familiar, and so they do find that person that they know that they're supposed to be with them. So you're sharing her with your neighbors. That's very kind of you. What else we got, Stacy?
Sharon says she used to do it to refresh her eyes and reduce puffiness. And her dad used to say, you'll just have two big brown stains there instead.
Well, I don't think that happens, Sharon, because you're gorgeous.
Yes.
Oh, Becky says it's a little bit of syrup, a little bit of cinnamon, tiny bit of milk, and yum, yum, yum.
Oh, that does sound good.
I'd have to leave out the syrup though. I can't have syrup on keto. I think there's certain ones that are not, that are sugar free. So maybe I'll have to look at something and make up a keto, what you call it? Chaga tea.
Chaga tea. Oh. Isabel says, finally a long weekend off on my way to be with my baby daughter. Aw.
Good for you, Isabel. Enjoy. And Shri Anushra is with us. Good morning. Gabby says, I love chai. I haven't heard of chaga. I love chai. Oh my gosh.
Oh, yes.
That was my go-to when every time I would go to Starbucks, I get their chai tea latte. Can't do that now with the
Oh
keto.
boy.
Yeah, but it is delicious. And Isabella says she's able to watch our whole show today. Yay.
Yay.
Okay, so we got
Sally.
some past life stuff. Go ahead.
Yeah, Sally says that my daughter, Catherine, was in the tub when I can't see very well, I'm sorry, Terry, when out of nowhere said to my sister and I that she drowned before and she was 2. Wow.
Wow, amazing.
I do apologize. I'm
Oh, that's
I
a
put the
deep
wrong glasses on this morning.
eyes. Gabby says, I was a young man. I had a girl with me, and I just felt that I was so in love with her. We were sitting on a wagon, seemed to be with a group of wagons traveling. Amazing. And Gabby says, like in the old cowboy movies. Yeah. Yeah, I felt energy from there as well in my life, in my past lives. Awesome. Shannon Guidros is with us on YouTube. Good morning to
Good
you.
morning. Oh,
Oh,
Becky is sharing a link.
yeah, she shared the link for the chocolate tea. I'm going to check that out because I think I can probably make some without the sugary syrup, but make it with the sugar free. It's mushrooms, Gabby says. Okay, awesome. Got any more?
Yeah, I think Isabel said, funny, I think a regression would help me unblock quicker my issue of past because I feel I am going well and suddenly those memories ruin my present moment. I still have those moments.
Yeah, it's all of our lives that we have lived and are living actually are in our DNA. So there are times, there's moments in my own life when something comes up, and that happened to me just recently. And um, Ruth, who I was with, tuned in and shared what she got. So I need to do a past life regression and go to that place where something happened and see, if I can get some clarity on that and to heal that.
Yeah. I've had 2 past life regressions done by a friend of mine and then accidentally during meditation took myself back to a past life.
Mhm.
It's amazing. And the funny thing is, the first time I did the past life regression, I didn't believe it fully because I was still kind of skeptical about it.
Mhm.
And my name was Sarah, but it was spelled differently. And I lived in Austria. My father was a sheep herder or a sheep farmer. And the way the name was spelled and everything was different. So I went and Googled the name, and the origin was from back then at that time. And I got so emotional because we were living on this huge sheep farm with no neighbors. It was beautiful, but we were lonely because there wasn't anybody else around.
Amazing. Yeah, I've done past life regression where I was a flapper in that era, and I saw myself getting killed. It was just one of the most amazing past life regressions that I've done.
Yeah, they are something else. I want to do it again. Maybe we should do it together.
Yeah, I've led many people in past life regressions. And the most interesting that I've done this twice now. I've led groups together, but when I do 2 people at one time, and I did this for some friends that knew that they had spent lifetimes together. And I took both of them at the same time into their lives that they had lived together to experience that. And they both saw exactly the same thing where they were and that experience. It was amazing.
That is amazing.
Okay, so who else has past life stuff that we've asked about? Oh, Lillian says, I made herb oils and creams in one of my past lives and married, lived in a small place in England. I healed a lot of people, and me and my husband sold my healing herbs and salve. That's why I'm not taking any pills or not like to do so. Me too, Lillian. Me and medicine don't get along.
Me neither. I'm very sensitive to it.
And Julie Kiss joined us. Hi, Julie. Welcome this morning.
Hey, my
Okay.
cousin's here. Good morning, Sherry.
Hi, Sherry. Good to see you. And Lily's continuing. She says, and I met this man in this life as dialogue, and he treated me sometimes, and he makes herbs also in this life. Isn't that amazing how we know when we meet somebody, we don't have to meet them, we just know that we know them from being with them in a prior experience, and it's the same energy. And
Mhm.
sometimes you continue like that same experience that you were having with them.
Yeah, you can just feel like you're at home. Like when you meet somebody that you've shared a past life with, you just feel like you know that person from the moment you're near them.
Yeah, absolutely. Um,
Sharon says she's never done a past life regression, or
ooh,
Wendy hasn't either.
I love leading past life regressions. It's so much fun to take somebody, and what happens when I do them is I see what they're seeing. It's the most interesting energy. And I started doing it spontaneously before I learned the process to take somebody there. I
Mm.
was mentoring somebody and we were on the phone. And all of a sudden I saw one of her past lives and I said something and she immediately saw exactly what had happened. And it was something that changed her. It changed her life path from the direction she was going in. So it was really interesting to have that just happen. And then I've had several people lead me in past lives as well to go back and regress. Just a very interesting process that we all have the ability to do. We can all go
Mhm.
into it and see it and
Yeah.
experience it. And I love leading it. And I've had some that have led it that I didn't resonate with, and so I didn't go into it. So it's, if you're going to do it with somebody that you trust and that you're comfortable with to go into your energy, because they're going into your energy field.
Right.
So you want to
Yeah.
make sure
Right.
that they're ethical, for one thing, and that you trust that they will lead you, and help you to understand the process as well as going in and figuring out what it is that you needed to learn from that prior life.
And feel safe in the environment.
Right. Yeah, you have to absolutely feel safe. Go into it.
Linda says she has visions of being a Sioux Indian.
Yes, I see that, Linda. Yeah, we've talked about that before. And I was Cherokee, and I am Cherokee again in this lifetime.
Yeah. Oh,
Very
bye,
interesting.
Gabby. Sorry, Terry. Gabby's going to leave. Her girl just arrived home, so she needs to step out. Love you.
I love you, Gabby. Thank you for being with us this morning. And Faye says she's heard about it, but she's never done it. Yes, Becky Beckner, it is a very interesting experience. And Isabel says she wants to do it with me. Awesome. Yeah, I'll have to get with you, Isabel. I think we're Facebook friends, so send me a message. And Sally hasn't experienced it, but she does them for others.
Oh,
Lillian,
Lillian. Oh, go ahead.
five lives in the same day with the past life regression, but should have taken one more because I feel still some can't get out of my body that need to release from my body, but like to try another therapist for a regression. Maybe you. Yes, absolutely. And you know what I do when I take somebody into their lives is we try to really get the experience that happened in that past life, the one that we're focused on. And then I take you to that place where you left that prior life and see what was the experience, what was the lesson, what did you get from that that you're carrying forward into this life. So there's always, from each life we're living, just like this experience that we're in now, we're living an experience. We're here for a purpose. So what was the purpose of that life? It's interesting to learn about it, but it's important to know, what did you get from that? What did you bring forward from that past life? So that's where I go a little bit further when I do my regressions, is I help people to understand, what was that all about? What did I come there to really get? Because we come to these lives to really get something, and to then have that on our soul journey, so that we grow spiritually each time we incarnate, not just to be here for the experience of it, which is a wonderful experience, but to really get what that is that we came here to learn and to grow from.
Right. Yeah, I feel also with my son with his past life, he used to have a fear of dying. I think that's pretty normal for children and a lot of adults. And So when I explained to him that, he didn't know how he knew that was his wife in the past life, and when he would say he was afraid to die, I would say, but you've done it before, and look, you're here again. There's nothing to be afraid of. And he stopped being afraid.
Wow. Yeah, that's a lot of our fears, isn't it, Stacy?
Mm-hmm.
Like I have a fear of heights. If I can touch something, I'm okay. But if I'm up high and there's nothing to hold on to, I get the queasiness in my stomach. I get just all tense from that. As long as I can hold on to something, I'm like, okay, I'm good.
Yeah. My fear is just being closed in, like getting locked in a small
Oh,
space or something.
that would be interesting to explore too, Stacy, and see what that fear comes from.
Yeah. So I can't wait. We have to do it.
We will do that. And
Let's
Julie's
see
never
here.
had one either, but she said it sounds so interesting. It really is.
Lillian says, I was also a Cherokee Indian in one of my lives. I was as well. And my grandfather, who was my grandfather in this life, was the chief.
Right. And your cousin Sherry has to go. Good to see you, Sherry.
Good to see you. Love you, cuz. Hug Braylon for me.
And Becky says, I've had a cord removal and got bits and pieces um, of who was removed, but not a lot of details on what it was about.
Phobia. Oh, Faye says, so do phobias have something to do with past life? I'm curious. Yes,
We do.
I believe they do.
Yes, yes. And the more we can release, then the more we have room to bring in the good. So if we release that fear, we understand it and we let it go, then we can have the really beautiful experiences that we're here to have. So I love doing all of this work. It's so healing. Oh, thank you, Sherry. Have a good day, honey.
Love you.
And she says, I brought with me a lot of knowledge and experiences and different things into this life. And I know I haven't learned it in this life. And some of my fears come from past lives. And also, not just the fears. Stacy, I don't know if you've ever read or heard anything about this, but sometimes we bring in some of the illnesses if we didn't get to a conclusion in a past life. And sometimes people are born with like marks on their body
Mm-hmm.
from things they experienced.
Yeah,
I've read,
that's what I was thinking.
yeah, and things like birthmarks, what are thought to be birthmarks. Sometimes that's from an experience that you had in the life just prior to the one you lived. There's been some interesting ones that I've read about.
I think when we were doing angelic Reiki at the river and Teri was doing mine and we did the past life healing and she had mentioned that I was shot. I think it was on a train. I think I remember it being a train in the snow or something and it was in my stomach and I do have a birthmark there.
Yeah, yeah. It's so interesting to look at energy and look at all of it. Wow. I was listening to some Abraham Hicks this morning. Did you ever listen to any of the teachings of Abraham? So interesting. They were talking about manifesting and the law of attraction, of course. And wow, it was so good. And one of the one of the teachings, and I don't know if this is the one I posted in the Angelic River group or not, but she was talking about, or Abraham was talking about, it's not my job. So it was like, okay, the sun comes up in the morning. That's not your job to make that happen. It comes up.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way it works. Your heart pumps blood through your body. It's not your job. It's the heart's job. So it's like giving honor to all these things that happen, but realizing you're not doing it. It's happening. It's happening for you. And to look at even the things in your life that you want, quote, fixed, even though there's really nothing to be fixed, but things that you see as flaws or you see as lack. And it's not your job. It's your job to just accept and allow and to align with the energy of what's there. It was a really good teaching. I hope that's the one I shared. I listened to a couple of them, and I hope
I'm
that's
gonna
the
have
one
to
that I,
check it out.
it's not your job. And I really like that one. It really puts things into perspective because we worry so much, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
We just worry about everything and want it to be different than what it is, or want it to be fixed or to work smoother. But we're not the one that's controlling it. And once we
Exactly.
lose that feeling of I have to have my hands on this, I have to steer the steering wheel, right? Then we can let go.
Yeah. And I found with chanting, I've been letting go of more. Just, and I told my husband, you know, as far as buying a house or a home, whatever is meant to be is meant to be. I'm just going to let it go.
Yeah, that's it. Just letting it go. That's the hard part, is saying I'm not in control here. I'm just going to let the experience happen and just
Yeah.
be. We did a show yesterday called The Broader Edge, and we talked about human beings versus human doings. And
Oh,
big difference.
yes. I tried to tune into that, but I was at the vet with Luna at the time.
Yeah.
Is there a replay of that?
Oh yeah, it's on Enlightened
Okay.
World Network. Yeah, it's
Awesome.
getting into that energy of just being. You know, I don't have to always do and have and collect things. I can just be and be with who I am and be in the environment. So
Yeah.
I loved it. So we have Prachir and Prachetta, and they are
Good
at Prachir's
morning.
house. Congratulations. They're out of quarantine. I'm so
Oh, that's
happy.
awesome.
Yes, yes.
Good
Namaste to
morning,
you.
Charles.
Charles Coons, good morning to you. And Sally,
Sally, me too. I can't seem to turn it off either. It's going through my head like when you get a song stuck in your head and you can't get it out. I'm doing the same thing.
yeah, absolutely. I have to share my story of what happened yesterday. I don't know if I told you about it, Stacy, when we were talking. But I was driving after I had met up with Ruth and Deb to tell them goodbye yesterday, which was emotional. And I'm getting on the interstate to drive home, and I couldn't get into the lane I needed to get into to come home. Somebody had cut me off. So I had to exit off the interstate, right? And you know how frustrating that is. You know,
Especially down south.
yeah, especially down here, there's a lot of traffic. So had to get off, and you know, normally it would have been, rah, 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 you know, why did you do that? And it's all your fault. I couldn't get to where I needed to go. But my friend that I just met down in the Keys had taught me this little chant, and it's accept, align, allow. She says you take triple A with you everywhere you go. Accept, align, allow. And she sings a little song with it. It's accept, align, allow, accept, align, allow. And then you put in whatever it is that's bugging you at the moment, like the car cutting me off. You know, I couldn't get into traffic. So so I'm trying to get back on the interstate, and I'm singing accept a line allow, accept a line allow, even though this traffic sucks, accept a line.
Oh, that's a good one.
This energy of just accepting that it is what it is, align yourself back to you, back to your energy, and then you just allow the experience to just be beautiful instead of being like, Rrr. So once I got back onto the interstate, I started chanting Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha, which is removing all obstacles. And I made it home without any other incidents. Excuse me, without any other incidents, without anybody else getting in my way or not letting me off the interstate. So it was really a beautiful experience to do that.
I'm gonna have to try that. Good morning, Deidre.
Deirdre, yes, you were late, and we missed you. So good morning to you.
I'm gonna do that. When you were singing accept the line allow, I kept hearing hi ho Mario.
Yeah, and this lady that taught me that, she is just pure joy. I'm calling her now my angel of joy, because
Oh,
He just exudes joy and everything. Things do happen and there's nothing we can do about it. So once we just go into that little ditty of accept, align, allow, it changes everything. It changes your whole perspective with it. So yeah, so
I'm gonna try that in Publix later.
And Linda says, I tell myself these odd things happen for a reason. That car may have saved you from an accident. I say thank you and move on. You are so right, Linda Lemieux. And thank you for your wisdom this morning. I'm going back up to Becky Beckner. She says, I have 4 freckles on my left shoulder grouped together like you would see on dice. My grandma used to tell me that's my mark. That was my mark. I never understood that. Yeah, yeah, I forgot. That's what they call them. It's the marks.
Mm-hmm.
And I have one that's kind of a strawberry shape on my knee. It's really interesting shape.
And I'm wondering too, because I have a patch of strawberry marks back here, and my friend's daughter has the same exact one. My son has the same one, and a few friends have the same one. And I'm wondering if that's like a soul group there, with the same thing. Like maybe I'm an extraterrestrial and it's from my planet and they're they're my people too. I don't know, but it's weird to have somebody who's not related to you have the same exact birthmark.
I love that explanation, Stacy.
My people. It's funny, the energy, I charged my computer when we started and it was all the way up, and it's a brand new computer and I'm at 6% right now. Like the energy, some type of energy is just sucking the battery.
Do you need to put it on charge?
Yeah, let me do that real quick. Plug it back in again.
See what other people are saying.
I don't want to lose you.
Cheer says, yesterday we finished our central quarantine phase, and today we've just started our home quarantine phase. This will be for 7 days. Okay, but at least you're in your home, Cheer, and you're able to join us for the morning Cuppa Joy and for the chanting. Thank you for being here. And Lauren Riley just joined us.
Good morning, Lauren.
And Prachir says, we're good too, just settling slowly into the new environment. Good. So glad to see you this morning. We missed you and Prachetta. And Prachetta is going to be with us. I think it's on the 5th, July 5th.
Oh, can't wait.
Yeah. And speaking of Sunday, we are doing a full moon circle on Sunday morning at 11 o'clock. We'll be doing a full moon ritual and then lifting up any requests that people have, anything you want to release and let go of, or if there's someone in your life that's struggling, releasing that energy and bringing in the really good, positive stuff that we can manifest from releasing.
Can't wait for that.
Yeah. Oh, Lauren, it's 5 in the morning. Oh my goodness. Well, thank you for getting up early in the morning and being with us. That is so.
Oh, sorry, Teri. Where are you, Lauren? Where do you live?
5 in the morning. So, she must be out west.
Yeah.
You're 3 hours different from us.
Talking about letting go, when I'm chanting now, I see things in my mind's eye that have been bothering me. And I thought, well, why is this bugging me right now? When you try to meditate and things pop in, and then my guides or someone told me it's the things that you're letting go of. And I'm noticing while I'm chanting, like this morning, that feels like it was released, and this is really helping a lot, the chanting.
It is, absolutely. Especially that one to remove the obstacles. I love that chant, and it's working so well for me because things are just going smoother. Everything that I do, it's like, okay, it's easy. Like I hit the easy button.
Yeah, I just feel so much calmer. Let's see. Sharon Boyle says, I went for the earliest night in many moons last night at 1 or 11 p.m. Had a great night's sleep and felt great this morning. However, after a while, I started feeling unsettled and it's lingering. So I'm going to play my bowls and that will sort me out. Breathe.
Well, guess what,
Yeah.
Sharon? I'm going to play just a few minutes of my bowl this morning when we do our meditation. So maybe that will help release some of this energy that many people are feeling. Because I know I've talked to several that weren't feeling well or feeling that feeling of unsettledness. So let's see if we can release some of that from everyone this morning. And go ahead and put in your prayer requests too. I'm just looking at the time. And let's get any prayer requests out there. Anyone that wants to be in that circle to do a release of the energy, just put yourself in there. Just say, yes, me. And Luann's here. She says good morning, that she's late joining. And Lauren is in Phoenix, Stacy.
Okay.
That's where she was.
I can't wait to hear the bowl.
Isabel, I remind myself about the footprint story. When something odd happens, I truly feel I was protected from God of the worst. Yeah, the worst that could have happened. Do you see Pachetta's?
Let me see. Yeah.
About Nam-myoho Renge Kyo, that it polishes one's life. I love that. We had so much fun chanting that last night, Karen and I. We chant every night at 9 o'clock, and we were like bouncing it back and forth to each other, like we were playing volleyball. I chanted and she chanted, and that was so much fun. And she's going to post the Zoom link into our chanting group. So anybody that wants to come on with us tonight and going forward, we can do that. We can like have a volley and people going around the circle chanting it, and just keep it going, keep that line of the chant going.
Well, that sounds interesting. Lost my voice for a minute.
Oh, and Sharon says, oh yes, thank you, Teri, bowl me over. I love you, girl. You're so funny. And Wendy's putting herself in the circle along with Diana. Yes, both of them are not feeling so great this morning. Isabel Reese said emotional, so we'll put you in and release some of that emotional energy. Lillian, I haven't been able to be here for a long while because of my sick mother, and I should learn to chant to release. Lily, I don't know what time it will be for you there in Norway. We chant at 9 o'clock in the evening, but you can also watch the replay of that because it's on Enlightened World Network. I'm sorry, in EWN Enlightened Living. And you can chant along with us as you watch the replay to it as well. And we're putting Deirdre in the circle, and for world peace, of course.
Sally says, this is the one we have been doing and truly believe that people are seeing our light.
They are. Yeah,
yes,
that's the Nam-myoho Renge Kyo. I love that chant. I love the way it feels. It bubbles up inside of you, doesn't it, Stacy?
It does. That's the one I feel like through here. Like and I feel lifted.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And Becky Beckner says, I would love to release some energy. I feel like I picked up some yesterday that was no good and I can't shake it. Yeah, a lot of people are feeling, and Hope also, prayers to clear the heavy energy. Mm-hmm. Also, we're going into that full moon. And so, there's an energy that happens when the moon reaches that stage. And we're mostly water in our bodies, and the moon pulls the water just like it pulls the waves in the ocean. So it's pulling our energy as well. So let's do a release of that energetic pull and make it happen with ease and grace. It's, again, going back to, it's not my job, which is what Abraham was teaching us. It's not our job to control the moon. It's not our job to control that energy, but we can accept, align, and allow. And I love that. And the woman that taught this to me, she says you can take triple A with you anywhere you go, and it's accept, align, allow. And I love this. I want to have her on. She's not somebody that likes to get on the camera and be in the spotlight. She just works so beautifully behind the scenes in teaching. And she's taught me a lot just in the couple of days that I was around her and got to know her.
It's so beautiful how you know you get divinely placed near people
Mhm.
for a reason.
Yeah, absolutely. And Sharon says, I will dive into the prayer circle too, please. Yeah, absolutely. And who else? Who else has got something? Catherine Kovacs, prayers for healing. And Wendy had
Lillian, oh,
poor night.
sorry, Terry.
Yeah, Wendy had a poor night's sleep and a tickly cough this morning. So yeah, Wendy, you're in that circle, girlfriend. And which one did you see?
Lillian, please pray for myself, need power, and for my sick mother, my family in Sweden, and for all of you here, and for peace.
Peace.
Yes.
And Sharon's asking Catherine how her ears are doing because we prayed for her for her ears that were bothering her. And Sally De La Rosa needs the energy lifted today. Oh, you're so welcome, honey. And Sharon's asking if quite a few of us are feeling an unsettling feeling today. Yeah, it's almost like there's a pressure. That's what I feel. It's like a pressure up here in my head. It's not a headache, but I feel like that shift that's happening. Do you feel that also, Stacy?
I do. And then yesterday I was feeling just fine, and then I took Luna to the vet, and then I had to run in Wawa to get a bag of ice. And just in that brief moment, I went from my truck into the store, into the truck within 5 minutes, and I don't know if I picked something up, but I felt just so fussy and cranky. And I got home and my husband was trying to talk to me and I was just being short. And I just looked at him. I said, I'm sorry. I just need a minute. I don't know what's wrong. I just feel this heavy energy on me.
Mhm. Yeah, I think a lot of it is the moon phase that we're in, along with all the retrogrades that are happening. And, years ago, I would listen to people that were like, oh my God, it's retrograde. And I'm like, okay, why am I not feeling anxious or upset about it? And the angels just shared with me, kind of like what this lady shared with me, accept, align, allow, to not feel into the spin of the energy that you can go into when things start feeling kind of out of whack and not not settled. You start to feel into that energy and go with the energy and the pull of it. Instead, you just step away, you take a pause, and you say, I am exactly where I need to be. Everything is working perfectly the way it's supposed to be working. And I'm just going to go with the flow, because another teaching of Abraham is when you're fighting that current, when you're struggling so hard against something, you're putting up resistance. But if you just turn your boat around and release the oars, you're going to float downstream and things are going to go smoother. So realizing that things are happening like the moon phase, like the retrogrades, like the chaos out in the world, realizing that and not trying to fight so hard against it to change it. We can't change it. And that was what I was listening to this morning. It's not our job to change anything. It's our job to see where we're at individually and to go with the flow and,
I have
just
the experience.
come to the acceptance and the allowance in ourselves. Yeah.
I'm being reminded of a funny story. So when my husband and I first got together, we were driving to a store and it was Friday the 13th. Now, I don't know if everybody believes that it's one of those days where everything's going to go wrong. But at this point, it was like 7 at night. Nothing had occurred. at all, nothing negative or Friday the 13th stuff. And so we pull into the store and I looked at him and I said, wow, I forgot today was Friday the 13th. And he's like, shh, don't say that. We got out of the car and locked the keys in the car. So we called attention to it. And
Exactly.
then, we put the power to it.
Yeah, that's it. And the way you manifest is you feel it. So you were feeling it and you manifested it. And
Yeah,
we can manifest anything we want and anything we don't want in that same way. We feel it
absolutely.
first, the feeling of it that creates it. So if we're feeling that we are powerful, then guess what? We're going to really bring that into our life. We're being empowered. We're standing in our own power when we do that.
Definitely.
So it is prayer time, and
Okay.
Edda asked for prayers for Tracy, David, Prachir, Annika, Vanya, and Neil. Special prayers for Tony for good health and happiness. Excuse me. Special prayers for Teri and for all my family here. Yes, we are family. And thank you, Deirdre, for the reminder of Sherry Meyer's mom, Sylvia, and for everyone here. Okay. Catherine had a very bad day yesterday, so we're going to clear that. Joanne Castillo, prayers for uplifting my heart. Oh, thank you. Thank you all for your prayers and anything that's going on that you want to release. I'm going to go into the prayer time and we're going to listen to the sound right now as we breathe. And remember how to do those deep breaths. You take it all the way into your lungs. If you can touch your heart center, that brings your focus there. What you focus on expands. So focus on the heart center and let's let the sound really go into our energy right now. And as you listen to it, think about what it is that you want to let go of, whether it's a pain, an emotional pain, a physical pain, this unsettled feeling, um, the, the feeling in the pit of your stomach that something's wrong, whatever it might be, just think of that and just say, I release this as you listen to the sound. The frequency of this bowl is tuned to the heart chakra. So as you listen to that sound, pay attention if there was any movement, any energy movement happening in your heart. The heart is where our connection to our soul is. So as that vibration went right into the heart chakra, it helped you to reach that place inside of you where only love resides. Only love and light is welcome inside of our hearts. So as I play again for just a moment, Bring that mantra right into your heart center. Only love and light can reside here. Only love and light lives inside of me. Only love and light lives inside of me. I release all worry. I release all anxiety. I release all pain from my life. I choose to bring myself back into alignment with God. I choose happiness. I choose joy. I choose to learn every lesson I'm here to learn with ease and grace. I am a spark of the divine. I am perfectly made. Only love and light is welcome into my heart. Now let that feeling of love just flow all through your veins. Your heart that pumps the blood through your veins can take this feeling, this energy of love, this energy of being lifted up into the light, and it can flow that through every part of your body. Just see it going. See the blood cells moving throughout your body and see it repairing anything that may have not been working as well as it could have been. I feel some that have a little dizziness, a little vertigo this morning. So let's bring that love right to that place that it's happening. Pull that energy from your heart all the way up to the top of your head. And again, do the mantra, only love and light is welcome here. Everything else I release with the out breath. I let go of anything that's not for my best and highest good today. I welcome in my higher self and choose to live happily, joyfully. Feel that energy swirling around the top of your head and let it come into alignment. Accept that energy that your higher self is bringing to you. See it moving out around your body, bringing you into alignment with God's source energy. Letting go of anything else, any feeling of being unwell, any feeling of being stuck. Let it go. Now I feel the energy in the solar plexus. So any of you who are feeling that right now, feels kind of like a queasiness, a little bit of nausea. feeling that things aren't quite right. Let's go into that energy and release it. Envision that you can put your hand inside of your body to where that is inside of you. Just put your hand in there and pull it out. Pull it to the outside and release it. Let it go. Thank it for the experience. Thank you for being there. Maybe you were warning me about something that I needed to pay attention to. Thank you for being in my experience, but it's time to be released now. It's time to let you go with love. So let's love it into something positive. Breathing in the love right into that place where there's that feeling of being unwell. Just say, I love you. I love you for being there. And I choose to replace that feeling of being unwell with a feeling of being loved. I'm feeling into my higher self and the angels that are surrounding me and bringing forth God's source energy right into my body. And let's breathe that love now into our root chakra, a place of feeling safe and secure, of not being blown about by every wind that comes along. Let's instead replace that feeling with one of steadfastness, standing in our power, standing strong and firm. And that's what God's love is doing right now. It's strengthening us all as it swirls around our body. And then feel that love going out the bottom of your feet into Mother Earth, grounding you into Earth energy. And at the same time, sending love down into the heart of Mother Gaia. Let's lift up our Earth Mother and every inhabitant that's on Earth, whether it's human, animal, plant, water. Let's lift up everything that has energy that's on Earth for a blessing today. Spreading love over our Earth, helping us all to realize we are one, we're all equal, there's no separation. Let that energy go throughout every person, every plant, every animal. And then let's draw our attention to the prayer requests. Everyone who's in the circle, as you listened to that vibration today, just keep that frequency in your heart. Let it reside there in your heart. Remember, you can go in and pull out any of those places inside of you that aren't feeling well. Just energetically pull it to the outside and give thanks, give gratitude for it being there. And then release it with love. I let it go with love. I ask the angels, I ask God to take this energy and transmute it into positive energy. So everyone that's placed in the circle, all the prayer requests that were written or spoken, we lift them all up now to be transmuted into positive energy and for the perfect resolution of whatever was going on with that energy, for it to be seen by God and answered in the way that's for the best and highest good of each person. And we are that person. So lifting them up, realizing we're all one, there's no separation. Let's lift our energy upward, lifting it to God, having faith, trust, and belief that everything is working perfectly just as it should be, just as it is designed to be. All those lessons we came here to learn, we're learning because we're allowed to have the experience. And we're allowed free will in how we choose to have those experiences. So feel into the love now. Bringing it back to your heart center. Just do a little scan of your body. See if there's any place else now that you need to breathe that love into. If there's any lingering feeling of being unwell, any lingering feeling of anger or sadness, anything that's unlike love, just pull it to the outside and let it go up with these prayer requests that we're sending up to the universe. Take a deep breath in. Hold the love in your heart. And then release out anything else that's unlike love. And isn't it beautiful to be able to just let it go? Just letting it go this morning. That's what we're doing. All right, so let's breathe in that love and share it with each other now. Ooh. There's still a little bit of lightheadedness, so let's just take a moment with that. All of us together, let's lift the energy from anyone that's feeling that sense of energy swirling. That's what we're going to do right now, is let that energy be in alignment with our energy. So we're not feeling like we're being pulled, but we're going with the flow of the energy. And we're choosing today to go with the flow. I choose to go with the flow of the energy, to not resist it, to not look at it as something that doesn't need to be there, but to allow it into my life, align with the energy of it, and accept it. So let's share now with each other. Let's share some love as you breathe in deeply into your heart. And let's choose one person that you're going to hold close by. You're going to hold them in your arms and wrap your arms around them and say to them with that big hug, I love you. And I'm hearing it resounding as it goes around our little circle here that's gathered. And it came around and there was more release with each person that felt that love coming to them. There was more releasing of the energy, the swirling energy. Ooh. And it feels really good when it comes back into the heart. So let's all together give some gratitude. Give gratitude to each other. Give gratitude to the universe, to the angels, to God. And then let's say to each other, to our whole group, I love you. So on the count of 3, and I'll count us down to that. And then let's say it out loud. Thank you. I love you. So 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
I love you.
I love you. I love you. I love you, Staci. Thank you so much
I love you, Teri.
today. And
Thank you for having me.
thank all of you who participated. And I would love to hear your experience as the sound was coming through. Were you able to incorporate that and integrate that into your energy and let it really come into you? Did you feel that, Staci? Did you feel the vibration?
I was leaning back in my chair and all of a sudden I started rocking because my heart started beating and it just felt like it was moving me.
Yeah, it does. When you feel into the vibration that singing bowl brings forward, it does move you. You just kind of go with it. Yeah. Beautiful. We had some people that came in while we were doing the prayer time. Denise Miller-Mogg, That's a new name. Welcome. Erica Hoppy came on with us. Diana is here. Donna Sandoval. Beautiful. Thank you all for being here today. What a wonderful group we have. And Deirdre, thank you. She said, great job, Staci and Teri. Oh,
Thank you.
thank you, Deirdre. I so appreciate you being here and your energy. It is just beautiful. And just a reminder that at Enlightened World Network, we do things all day long here online. At 9 o'clock, Mira Rubin comes on and lifts us into a cord connection. And then Diana comes on at 9:30 with the playground. And thank you for doing that every day, Diana. It's such a blessing to experience her meditations and her energy. Very calming and beautiful. And 4 o'clock today, Sally, she's not in Enlightened World, but she'll be doing in Zen Enlightenment, she'll be doing some card readings. And Staci, just a reminder for you to go put your name in there for that.
I will, yep. I see all of your comments and I thank you all so much and love you all so much.
And then tomorrow morning, I'm going to lead a prayer circle for Sherry Meyer's mother. If any of you want to come on Zoom with me to do that and to just offer your blessings to this beautiful woman, Sylvia Willoughby. She's 93 and her lungs are failing. So there's probably not a whole lot of time left on this earth plane for her. And let's all just send her out with a beautiful blessing. And I've asked if you want to send her a written message. Her address is in the group, Angelic River Family Group, and you can send her out a little note. I had an interview with Sherry yesterday, and I shared with her that when I went through the cancer journey last year that I went through, I asked people to make me laugh, and it lifted me. And she goes, I'm going to tell my family that, to make Sylvia laugh in her last days. So what I'm going to include in the card that I'm mailing out today to her is something to make her giggle, just something silly to lift her vibration. Oh, Deirdre, you'd like to be there. Thank you. Yes, I'll share the Zoom link in the Angelic River family if anyone wants to come on tomorrow with me to do that. And thank you. Thank you. And Isabel says, felt really good, saw my animals loving me. Awesome. So we're going to get off of here so the next show at Enlightened World can begin. And thank you again for being here. Thank you, Staci. I love you so much. I love having you on. You're such a calming influence on the show. And maybe next time Luna can be on without biting you the whole time.
Yes, I'm going to work on that.
Let's get together and do some energy healing on her. I do Time Heals for Animals, which is energy healing specifically for animals. And anyone else that is interested in that, I'll be teaching it. So Karen Palmer and I brought it through, and we'll both be teaching the class on it. So if you're interested, let me know. And in August, the middle of August, I'm going to see Sally and Tony De La Rosa in Michigan, and I'm going to teach Time Heals up there. So if that's something you're interested in doing, Sally says they have lots of room. So let me know if it's a class that you want to come to as we do that training up there in Michigan.
I might sneak in your suitcase.
I would love for you to go with me, Stace.
I'll do my best.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Okay, so how do we end our show? Where's our Deirdre? I don't know if I saw it.
I did. I saw it.
Saw it? Okay, let's do it. Ready?
All right. Ready. Namaste, y'all.
I love you all so much. Bye, everybody.